Hey, it's JC and welcome to Small Brick City. In this video, I will share a remake of a LEGO system set from 1995. This is set 6414, part of the Paradisa set, Dolphin Point. I remade this set at the request of Mini-Me P Bricks, or maybe it's Mini-My P Bricks. In any case, this set was requested after I successfully remade set 6416, Poolside Paradise. So, Mini-Me P Bricks, this is for you. This set featured a lighthouse, several minifigs, a dolphin, a sailing boat, and a custom printed base plate. When I tackled this remake, my unwritten rule was to not buy any new parts or any spare parts that I did not have. Everything had to be recreated with parts that I already had. Naturally, I did not have the custom printed base plate or some of the specially molded pieces that came with the original set. However, I made some adjustments, did a bit of redesigning, and this is what I came up with. As with all remakes that I tackle, the objective is not to make an exact copy or to do a complete reimagining of the original build. My approach is to do a faithful remake and retain the essence of the basic build and all the identifiable elements. However, I will use modern building techniques as well as parts not available in 1995 to build my modern updated remake. Here's a look at the top all-round view of my remake. There are two obvious changes that I did. The first was to recreate the base plate using plates and bricks. I built this remake on a blue base plate and added all the different colored parts to create that little island in the sea. The other major difference was that I resized the lighthouse building itself. I felt the original was a bit small to be realistic, and since I didn't have all those custom molded parts for the set, I had to change the building techniques, which resulted it in being about 2 studs wider on each side. Another reason it had to be larger was due to the lighthouse component itself. I did not have the 6 stud diameter bricks available, but I did have 2 halves of the white semicircular tube, which allowed me to create the base of the lighthouse tower. But since it was taller and larger, I had to expand the building proportionately so everything looks aesthetically pleasing. Let's have a closer look at this build. Besides changing up the lighthouse tower as I mentioned, I changed up the railings for this lighthouse tower balcony. I didn't have the curved corner bricks, so I made everything out of railings. I also didn't have the pink colored parts, so changed everything that is pink in this build to black. This gives the building a classic black and white color scheme. The telescope was changed to an updated modern design, and the parrot was also retained on the railing at the back. The palm tree was also rebuilt and kept at the side of the building. The landing to the second floor is wider, but I kept the same aesthetic design. However, I added a light next to the door. One of the trickiest parts of the build was the diagonal side of the building. I didn't have those specially molded panels, but did have diagonal bricks and diagonal frames that I could use. I didn't have an opaque white window, so I had to make do with the dark grey one. I did manage to find a window design sticker which was part of a friend's set. Although technically, if you look closely, it doesn't really match the business that is inside the building. But it works. The takeout window is larger in my build because my overall building is larger, and inside this building is an ice cream vendor. I rebuilt the ice cream box based on parts that I had, but made sure that it would be instantly recognizable. I covered the inside of the building with brown tiles to give it a wood plank feel, or almost like a deck, which makes sense for a building on an island. And that's our friendly ice cream vendor. I did not detail the interior any further, just to remain faithful to the original set. And in this back view, you can see my recreation of the support structure for the building. Round the corner is the highly identifiable spiral staircase. I did not have that molded part, so I reused a brick-built spiral staircase that has been used in some Disney princess sets and the Monsters Fighters Vampire Castle. I used the same stairs from my Poolside Paradise remake. In front of the stairs, we have a dining table setup, and I recreated the scene but updated the elements slightly. I used a new mold for the stereo and added an antenna, and gave a better food spread on the table. If you look at the grass or the green base plate, you'll notice I've placed a lot of individual 1x1 flowered studs. That's just to give a feel of grass and texture to the ground. Over to the right side, we have a barbecue pit with someone trying to barbecue a sausage. I built a cobblestone surface on the grass to place the barbecue pit because I think that makes sense, and also added texture to the ground. The reason that minifig has a surprised expression on his face is because he's witnessing a dolphin jump out of the water. LEGO is a very static display, so if you can make it seem as though there's an action scene going on or something dynamic happening, it always makes a display much more interesting. I recreated the dolphin splashing out of the water by using a combination of trans blue cones and transparent round bricks, as well as 2x1 white curved tiles to simulate water splashing out as the dolphin jumps out of the sea. Down the coast of the beach, you can see the different colored plates used to create the illusion of the tide hitting the shore. I updated the design of the sailing boat with parts from the Fun at the Beach set. The sailing boat is attached to the water using a hinging brick. Transparent cheese wedge pieces are placed on the base plate behind the sailing boat to simulate movement. To wrap up this review, let's have a look at the side and the back of the second floor. As mentioned earlier, the landing for the second floor was made wider due to the design needs. I changed the door to black, added a lamp, and also tiled the pathway to the door. Looking through the doorway, you can see that there's some detail added to this room. I included the original cabinet, sink, coffee maker, and cup into the interior details, but I added another cabinet, a trash can, and a swivel chair. Like the ground floor, I also covered the floor with brown tiles to give a wood deck feel. I hope you enjoyed this remake of the Dolphin Point, set 6414. How did you think I did? Does this modern remake do justice to the original build, and did I nail all the identifiable elements of the original build? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Once again, I enjoyed the creative process of creating this remake. I find the thinking and planning stages of the build just as enjoyable as the build itself. As much as I like these Paradisa sets, I think this will be the last remake of this series for now. I do have one classic town set that I have my eye on, but I lack 2 parts to be able to do it. So maybe I'll source for those 2 parts in the near future, and you get to see that remake MOC very soon. If you liked this remake, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm almost hitting 1000 subscribers, which means my content is reaching more people every single day. Thank you so much for your support, and talk to you soon.